Most people get this wrong when they try to start a company in Equatorial Guinea. They assume it is just paperwork, a form, and a quick approval. But the reality is very different. If you don't follow the exact legal sequence, your application can stall for weeks or even get rejected completely. Here's the truth no one tells you. Starting a company in Equatorial Guinea is not complicated, but it is extremely procedural. Every step depends on the one before it. If you skip even a small requirement, the system stops your file until you fix it. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the entire process step by step in a very simple way. No legal confusion. No complex jargon. Just a clear roadmap that shows you exactly how to start a company in Equatorial Guinea in 2026, even if you have never done business registration before. You will learn how the system works, what documents you need, how long it takes, what mistakes to avoid, and how to move through the process smoothly, without delays. And by the end, you will understand the full structure well enough to avoid the common traps that slow most beginners down. Now let's start from the beginning. The first thing you need to understand is that company formation in Equatorial Guinea is handled through official government registration systems that combine commercial registration, tax registration, and administrative approvals. Most business registrations go through centralized government offices that coordinate multiple institutions. This includes the commercial registry, tax authority, and sometimes sector regulators depending on your business type. But here's the problem most beginners face. They assume it is one simple office. In reality, it is a connected system. That means your application must satisfy multiple requirements at the same time. Now let's move into step 1, which is choosing your business structure. In Equatorial Guinea, the most common structures are sole proprietorships and limited liability companies. These are the two main options for most entrepreneurs. A sole proprietorship is the simplest form. It is usually used by small traders, freelancers, and individual service providers. It is fast to set up and requires fewer documents. But there is a major limitation. You and your business are legally the same entity. This means personal liability is not protected. Now here's where it gets interesting. Many beginners choose this option because it looks easier, but later they realize it limits growth and makes it harder to work with banks or large clients. A limited liability company is the preferred option for most serious entrepreneurs. It creates a separate legal identity for your business. This means your personal assets are protected if the company faces debt or legal issues. Let's make it simple with an example. Imagine Alex from India wants to open a small construction company in Malabo. If Alex chooses a sole proprietorship and the business gets into financial trouble, Alex is personally responsible. But if Alex chooses a limited liability company, the liability stays within the business structure. This one decision affects everything later, including taxes, banking, and expansion. Now let's move to step 2, which is choosing your company name. This step sounds simple, but it is one of the most common delay points in the entire process. Your company name must be unique and approved by the registry. If a similar name already exists, your application will be rejected immediately. Most beginners make the mistake of choosing a name without checking availability properly, and that leads to delays that could have been avoided. So the correct strategy is to prepare at least 2 or 3 alternative names before submission. For example, if Jake wants to start a logistics company, he might prepare Guinea Express Logistics, Malabo Freight Solutions, and Central Africa Cargo Services. If the first name is rejected, the system checks the next option. Now, let's move to step 3, which is document preparation. This is where most errors happen. To register a company in Equatorial Guinea, you typically need identification documents, company statutes, proof of address, and sometimes additional authorizations depending on your business activity. Now here's the problem. Many applicants use generic templates from the internet that do not match local legal standards. When they submit those documents, the application gets delayed or rejected. Your company statutes are especially important. This document defines ownership, roles, decision-making, and profit distribution. Let's break it down simply. If John and Sarah start a business together, the statutes explain who owns what percentage, who manages daily operations, and how profits are shared. Without this clarity, disputes can happen later. Now let's move into step 4, which is submission through the official registration system. This is the stage where all your preparation comes together. You submit your application to the commercial registry or the designated business registration office. The officers review your documents carefully and verify all legal requirements. Now here's where it gets interesting. If your documents are complete and correct, the process moves quickly. But if there is even a small mismatch, the file is paused until corrections are made. There is no shortcut here. Accuracy is more important than speed. Once approved, your company is officially registered in the National Commercial Registry. This means your business legally exists in Equatorial Guinea. But we are not finished yet. Step 5 is tax registration. This step is critical because it gives your company a tax identification number. Without this number, you cannot legally issue invoices or operate a fully compliant business. Many beginners think company registration automatically includes tax registration. But in reality, they are separate steps that must be completed individually. Now let's move to step 6, which is Social Security registration if you plan to hire employees. If your business will have staff, you must register with the National Social Security System. This ensures compliance with labor laws and employee protections. For example, if Sarah opens a retail shop in Malabo and hires employees, she must register them properly to comply with legal requirements. Now let's talk about timelines. The full process of starting a company in Equatorial Guinea can take anywhere from a few days to several weeks depending on document accuracy, business type, and administrative workload. But here's the key insight. Most delays are not caused by the government system itself. They are caused by incomplete or incorrect applications. Now let's talk about costs. There are government fees for registration, administrative fees, and sometimes legal or notary fees, depending on your setup. But the biggest hidden cost is delay. Every extra week slows down your business launch and affects your market entry timing. Now, let's go through a real-world example. Imagine Jake is starting a small import business. He rushes the process and submits incomplete statutes. His application gets rejected. He loses 2 weeks correcting the issue. Meanwhile, competitors already begin operations. That is the real cost of mistakes. Now let's talk about the most important lesson in this entire process. The biggest mistake people make is starting operations before full legal approval. They assume that once documents are submitted, they can start trading. But without full registration and tax clearance, they risk fines and banking restrictions. So the correct strategy is simple. Wait until full approval before starting operations. Now let's quickly summarize everything so it stays clear in your mind. First, choose the correct business structure. Second, verify and reserve your company name. Third, prepare accurate legal documents. Fourth, submit through the official registration office. Fifth, complete commercial registration. Sixth, register for taxes. And seventh, complete Social Security registration if needed. If you follow this exact order, the process becomes much smoother and predictable. Now here is the final insight. Starting a company in Equatorial Guinea is not about complexity. It is about precision. The system is structured and logical, but it requires accuracy at every stage. If you prepare properly, the process is straightforward. If you rush, you will face delays. And now you are ahead of most beginners because you understand the entire system from start to finish. If you found this guide helpful, like the video, subscribe for more country-by-country business guides, and comment below which country you want next. I'll break it down step by step in the same simple way.